In today's exercise, I'll be sharing how mindfulness can help you become whoever you want to be, rather than simply reacting to the stresses of work, news, and responsibilities. By now, you're probably feeling a little more comfortable with mindfulness practices, and you may also feel the potential of what mindfulness can do for you. For example, what would it be like if you weren't worried about work or paying your bills, or feeling overwhelmed all the time, or feeling tired from all of your chores? What if, instead of feeling overwhelmed, bored, or stressed, you were able to take a step back and say, "Oh, okay, that's overwhelm," or "Oh, okay, that's worry," or "Oh, okay, that's just stress. I've got this." Rather than saying, "I am stressed," rather than feeling as though you're in the middle of it all, just recognizing that it's okay, that it's just a thought or a feeling. Woo-woo stuff to you. You might be thinking, yeah, but you don't really know what my situation is like. And you're right, I don't. But the important thing is to remember that the practice of mindfulness takes time before any changes might happen. But change does happen. And for people who are successful at what they do, it's really just about creating a habit that we can hold on to for the rest of our lives, or at least a habit for a few good years before it just becomes normal for us. We're not just talking about doing better at work or feeling a little bit less stressed. What mindfulness is really about is about living on your own terms. It's about choosing how to awaken and present yourself to the world for the life that you're living right now. It's about enhancing your presence, your wisdom, and your compassion, and your effect on the world, both inside of you and outside of you. It's about being the absolute best version of yourself. When you hear the question, how do you want to be when you're older? I hope that eventually mindful becomes one of the answers to this question. Whenever you are distracted, I want you to just realize you're distracted and take some time to acknowledge it. Because this means that something is changing, not only in your thoughts and your consciousness, but also in your brain itself. If you experience stress, overwhelm, or anxiety a lot, then it will be really uncomfortable. And you'll probably want to get away from these things and get as far away from them as possible. I know that was certainly my experience, and that's completely understandable. But it's also really important to just be able to acknowledge that sometimes we can't stop these feelings. What we can do instead is develop a different type of a relationship to it. One where you'll eventually start to feel at ease with it, and potentially maybe even embrace it as a way of further understanding the mind. So as you move throughout your day to day, I want you to just remember this idea of being aware. Simply being aware, being present for the sensations, the feelings, the emotions, the thoughts in your body. Whenever you remember to do this, it is quite an amazing thing, because all of a sudden you're actually being present. And what this can do is it can help you to cut the negative feedback loops associated with feelings like anxiety. You step out of this loop of thinking, which can fuel emotions of stress and overwhelm, and instead you're actually present with your body and what you're doing. On the one hand, it's a very ordinary, very simple kind of thing, but on the other hand, it can have an extraordinary impact on how you go about your day. And because we experience awareness like this so rarely, it's important to just remember and to remind yourself throughout the day to simply be aware. So as you move throughout your day today, wherever you can, simply pause and be aware of how you're feeling, what you're thinking, and any sensations in your body. And if you can continue to make a habit of this every day, you'll begin to live a more mindful life.